Is being conducted in compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act. Notice that this meeting has been provided by advertisement in the Cape May Star and Wave and has been posted on the bulletin board of Township Hall.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance for a moment of silence. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Conrad.
Here.
Councilmember Neville.
Here.
Councilmember Douglas.
Here.
Deputy Mayor Clark.
Here.
Mayor Beck.
Here. We're going to start out with a presentation by Steve Sheps. Steve, I know you're out there somewhere. You were coming up first. We got a little switch of order. This has to do with Jerry Keelan, Jerome Keelan, officially, right?
Yes, it is.
And
Thank you, sir.
A good friend to our town. Right?
Very good friends.
Okay, go ahead.
About 10 years ago, a woman carrying a little red-headed baby approached me when I was chairman of the MUA. And she was crying, saying that her husband and she were spending every penny that they had to purchase their home up here in the village, and that the water was out front. And the pediatrician told her not only to not allow her daughter to ingest the water, but not even to bathe her in it. And she asked that we kindly do something to help her out. I met, I guess, about 6 or 7 times with Assemblyman Gibson, and he eventually introduced legislation, at which time he asked that I come up and present testimony in front of the Assembly Appropriations Committee, which I did. And following my testimony, Mr. Keelan, who is director of the Single Family Division of the State's Housing Mortgage and Finance Agency, not only supported me, but he stated that this program would be handled in his department, and that he'd allow people to borrow up to $10,000, 10-year payback, 0% interest, and a 1% declining service fee. Pretty darn good program. It was found later that Town Bank had problems much dissimilar than those that we had in the village. At least the concentration was higher. We had volatile organic compounds from Emerson all the way up to Avalon. And we have maps showing these. But Jerry, we not only helped us with that, but because the plan had the application for the loan was statewide, we asked him if he could do something to help us because we had so many people similar to this young couple who couldn't afford it. So he prepared a separate plan exclusively for Lower Township. I will have copies in the back. And Jerry has been very kind to us. He has come here to council meetings. He has made presentations not only to the council and the people, but the civic groups. And I don't think we have a better friend in state government than we have in Jerry Keelan. I thank you.
Thank you. And I've been here for a few of his presentations, and you know, I appreciate the effort that he took to come down here and to help some of the people here with the funding for the solution to the water problems that they do have, Steve. And you deserve a lot of the credit for the effort you put into it also. Okay, so moving down now to the consent agenda. Do I have any questions or comments from council on the consent agenda? I would like, at the manager's request, a chance to table or take off resolution 2013-114, the 2013 rotary towing licenses, so we can take another look at the process the applications, I should say. So I'm going to make that as a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second it for you.
Okay.
Councilmember Conrad?
Yes.
Councilmember Neville?
Yes.
Councilmember Douglas?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Clark?
Yes.
Mayor Beck?
Yes. Is there any other council comments or questions regarding the consent agenda? I'll open it up for public comments or questions on the consent agenda. Yes, sir.
Hi, my name is John Kirk. I own JJS, the shop. I believe this has to do with that. Is that you're saying it's on the back burner as far as?
It is. We're going back and take a look at it. The manager had asked me to pull it, so we'll probably take if you have an issue and you want to contact
The
them.
only one I was concerned with is it does limit income on the property if we lose that there.
What specifically, are you referring to the rotary towing licenses?
Yes, that's a drop-off yard for a towing company.
Well, I'm not 100% sure what your issue is. The ordinance has been passed. This is basically for the licenses, correct? Is this something different than what you're referring to?
Well, I was saying, I was heard, or was told to me that maybe they would be dropped from the program. In other words, I would not have a outfit in there using that yard anymore.
Mayor, we can't comment at this time. I'm still conducting an investigation on all the applications, and I cannot honestly recommend that council pass it tonight. That's all I can say at this time, because it could possibly end up in litigation.
Okay.
Okay.
Fine with that.
I would say that you would reach out to the manager at Town Hall if you have a specific thing that maybe he can discuss with you, but not here out in the open like this.
Okay. That's
Thank
fine.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you, John.
Is there any other questions or comments on the consent agenda? Okay, we'll close the public portion. Do I have a...
Approval of minutes from April 1st, 2013, Resolution 2013-12 and 13, and 112, 113, 115 through 120.
Okay, do I have a
Make a motion.
motion to approve?
I'll second that.
Councilmember Conrad?
Yes.
Councilmember Neville?
Yes.
Councilmember Douglas?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Clark?
Yes.
Mayor Beck?
Yes. We'll go down now to...
Resolution 2013-121, a resolution for the payment of vouchers, Douglas Landscaping, in the amount of $10,385.
Okay. Do I have any council comments on that resolution? Open up for public comments. Close the public portion. Do I have a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve. I'll second it.
Councilmember Conrad?
Yes.
Councilmember Neville?
Yes.
Councilmember Douglas?
Abstain.
Deputy Mayor Clark?
Yes.
Mayor Beck?
Yes. Move down to the administrative reports. Do I have any council comments or questions on the administrative reports? Move down to council comments.
Everyone, please keep in your prayers all the people up in Boston from the explosions. Don't know what happened, but a lot of people were injured, and from what I heard, possibly killed. It's a horrible thing to happen. We don't know why. It's too early. The only other thing I have is I saw a commercial the other night, and it had John McCain in it. And there's a special edition of Locked Up Abroad. For those who question what some of our veterans have done, please, on Wednesday night, the National Geographic channel, channel 109, if you have Comcast, if you have another channel, I can't tell you what it is. It's Locked Up Abroad with John McCain, and they're going to talk to him and other Vietnam POWs and what they went through. His words were, every American should watch this, and I think we should.
Well, I got to echo what Tom said. On whatever you believe in, you need to say some prayers for the people in Boston, because it was timed for devastation at the point of the race where, not the best were coming through, but right around 4 hours, so that they knew there would be people there, and that then the casualties, they could probably, make the headline somewhere where they shouldn't. And on a lighter note, the Little League opened up this Saturday, and it was a phenomenal day the amount of people that are being served by Little League, it's up to like 460 some kids, 42 teams. It was a wonderful sight, and the season's just begun. So if you have a nice afternoon, look for something to do, check out the Little League. They really do a good job.
Jim, I understand you were singing that day?
Yeah, they made us sing safety after the ball game. It was scary. The trio.
Then they commented that we're off key. I said that's why I got a day job.
Yeah. And the people stayed there, much my surprise. Glenn?
Ditto as far as sending out the prayers for those, because I believe there's some local people up there actually at the Boston Marathon. Hopefully they're safe, and a lot of people from this area actually go there. But also the Little League was a great day. It was a beautiful day out. A lot of people showed up. The kids were eager to get started, and you could see there was a lot of energy in that day. And then, in addition, which I think Norris will touch on, we had a good start off on our economic committee, and we got a good group, and everybody is really willing to work forward for the township.
Thanks, Glenn. One of the things that we said we wanted to get involved with when we asked to be in public office was the privilege of being able to help us promote private support of public education in our township. And we said we wanted to do it, and we're going to be kicking that off over the next couple of sessions. We have set up a program to help the elementary school system raise funds through their foundation for early childhood education. And we're doing this in the name of the Fishing Creek School, which, as you know, is going to be restored starting this year and will be fully completed by next year. One of the things that we said when we fixed that building up was that we wanted to get involved with the school system, and we wanted to help see that and hear that bell ring again for early childhood education. That school has become a real symbol for the kind of the intersection between the community and the school system, and we want to hold that up. And for that reason, we're going to be having next session the superintendent of the elementary school system, George Strzelski, to come in, along with John Lauterbach and some folks from the Fishing Creek School, to talk about a program that we're kicking off starting this month. And then following that, we're going to bring in the folks from the regional high school, and they're going to talk about some programs that we've developed there to better prepare our young people for careers. And we're going to talk about ways in which we can help them. So there's some exciting things going on in this area and good things for our community, and we just want to share them with you over the next couple of sessions. Thank you.
Well done. I continue to appreciate the work that Norris and the rest of council are doing. But it's certainly fun to watch as he gets in and tinkers with government and has found his way over there, which he always was. I think he was the spearhead behind that with John, as far as the Fishing Creek School. And now it'll be awesome to watch as it comes to fruition, where we actually have it put back into the use that it was originally built for, which is to help the kids of that neighborhood. And it's a long time coming, and we're still a little bit away, but you actually can see it not too far ahead. So I thank you for your efforts, and I thank John and all the people from the school that are involved. We got a number of different things here that I got to read about. On the consent agenda was the Volunteers in Medicine. And that's an outstanding organization. And we were talking about today, the manager and myself, and we're no different than any other town. Statistically, 1 in 6 is without health care. And Genesis Healthcare on the 25th of April from 11 to 4 here at the Rec Center will be holding the health fair and wellness day. And I can't say how much I hope that everybody who has a need to get themselves looked at, it's not major stuff, but there's a lot. It's blood pressure, there's a whole laundry list of things. If you know people that don't have the health insurance, you really should make sure they're aware of this. I'm not sure if we have any handouts in the back, but I'll repeat again, it's April 25th, 11 to 4. And good, you have them sing from the rooftops on this thing. Get the people down here that need to really be looked at. And you know, the last time we did this back in the fall, I think there was 2 people. One was found with cancer, skin cancer, and another one, their blood pressure was so high that they were shipped right up to the out for treatment. So I mean, you know, there is some component here that is, you know, almost, you know, magical in some ways for some of the people that come down here. Okay, so that's good. Arbor Day is, hold on, the 26th, 10 a.m. behind Town Hall. And that's the tree thing, which I'll be at 10 a.m. on April 26th. Escape the Cape Triathlon, June 2nd on the Bayfront. I don't know if council's keeping up with the practice. Okay, so
We heard you were first to jump off the ferry.
there are, you may find it hard to believe, there's probably people in this town that would throw me off a ferry. I hear him laughing out there. I know. Suspicious activity here at See It reported, Police Department 886-2711. There's a lot going on in that area as far as the with our prosecutor and our police, and a lot of it is good. There's a lot of enforcement going on. There's a lot of emphasis even coming down from the state level in regards the rehabilitation, the education. So we're working on this in the back. Now there's the next thing is the ferry discounts, 30% off for local residents. Ferry has a program where they're trying to increase ridership, especially this time of the year. Let me read a few of these things out. I don't know if you have this, Chris, or if you've written on this. Have you got a copy of any of this about the ferry? Well, I'll make sure I give it to you afterwards. They have a new early departure, a ferry leaving Cape May Terminal at 6:30 a.m. daily, and new departures from Lewis at 8 a.m. through at least October. Then they have a local loyalty special promo fare for Cape May County residents with discounts up to 30% for all midweek departures. That's Tuesday to Thursday. So I mean, you know, you're looking for something to do in the middle of, well, you know, this is only going to stay in effect, I think, the local loyalty until sometime, and special promotional fare space is limited and available through May 16th. But if it works and they get ridership, they intend to continue this in the off the tourist season. And I mean, you know, this time of the year to get on the ferry and go over there and get a discount and maybe take a ride around the Delaware and kill the winter boredom is not a bad thing to do. Then they have a spring sale special promo fares with discounts up to 30% for new early midweek departures. So I'll give this to you. Any of the reports, I think you're the only one here, Chris, so I'll email it out to the other ones. Anything else we got? Eileen, we all right? You got anything coming up? Okay, so we did the take me out to the ball game on Saturday, and I did pretty good in the singing. I don't know about the rest of council, but it was a good weekend because I went from there and I went to an Eagle Scout Court of Honor yesterday. So it was like good kid weekend. And, you know, I felt good about that. Because it's a chance to see a lot of, and of course the commonality, the common thread there is parents. You know, there might have been 400 kids at the Little League, but there was probably about 1,000 parents, uncles, grandparents, and that's why those kids succeed. That's why they're in Little League. They've got parents that are involved with them. And why was I at a Court of Honor yesterday with an Eagle Scout? Because his parents are involved with him. So it was refreshing to have that. It was an absolute nice weekend to do that. So,
Mike, one other thing. Public Works completed the paving down at the Douglas Park and got that back opened up. I think they did a real good job down there. I think there's a little bit more they're going to be doing to clean the areas around it. But the paved area, the fence is down, so the park is back up. I think a lot of people were waiting for that because a lot of people use that park during the day and evening.
And I'm sure Chris will be jumping on the fact that our applications went up to the open space program include a promenade. You know, it's going to be called the Sunset Promenade, or at least that's the intention coming out of the gate. I want to thank Colleen Crippen, who's sitting here tonight, our grants coordinator, who's done yeoman work in helping to get these grants together and applications and get them up to the county. She does a heck of a job, but we're hoping to put a concrete walkway promenade. The length of it's probably about 800 feet, connected to the front door of the Sandman Estates over there. But it'll be when it's done with railings and everything, and it'll be nice when it's done. Okay, so you can get some information on that if you give Colleen a call. All right, we'll open it up to comments from the public. If anybody wishes to address council, come forward, state your name. Yes, ma'am.
Good evening, my name's Eleanor Chestnut. I live at 9 Beverly Road in North Cape May, New Jersey. I'm also a pediatric nurse at Rainbow Pediatrics. I know everybody's aware of our drug problem that we have here in Lower Township as well as the Villas. And I can't tell you the amount of kids that come into our office that have drug problems, that their parents have drug problems, and it's just a vicious cycle that keeps going and going. You're talking about preschool in the Villas. You need a police station in the Villas, not behind the airport. The kids think it's a joke. Oh, I can go here, I can go there. Douglas Park, you ever walk down there? You should see the bottles, the needles, all along the grass lines there. I was there yesterday. It's a disgrace. And the kids know the police can't get back there. They can't get back there. They can't get back down along Pacific Avenue in the back where the park is. It's running rampant. And I really feel that if we can get petitions to get the police department, or at least part of it, away from the airport and back in the Villas where it belongs. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Chestnut. I actually had the opportunity to go up to Princeton, and I love this name, Drumthwacket, which is the governor's residence last Monday. And it wasn't just, it was 15 of us that went up there in reference to 15 mayors that were invited for breakfast with the governor. And I was like really reluctant. I don't like to drive for 2 hours and 20 minutes, but they'd asked me before, and they asked me to come again, so I went up. And he came out and talked for an hour and a half. You know, the governor did. He talked for a half hour, and then with 15 mayors, he let us ask questions for a solid hour. And my question was he aware of the situation down here in relationship to the pills, prescription medication, the opiate, the heroin problem? And he was exceedingly versed, in not only here, but throughout New Jersey. And he spoke for probably, I'm going to say 10 to 15 minutes on that topic. And, you know, he stressed the need for rehabilitation, which I agree with. And he talked about the cost factors, about the fact that it costs $50,000 minimum to house somebody, but $20,000 to put them in rehab. That within a day, I had a call from the Attorney General's office, and some of our different agencies that deal with this problem receive calls also from the governor's office in relationship to questions about funding, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, it actually was, I'm not going to say surprising because I've dealt with the governor before, but he really does listen, and he really understands this. And there's actually, if you go online, there's a governor's conference called Jakarta, and they formed a committee about a year ago about the relationship between prescription, the Oxycontin, and its lead into heroin, and how yes, it is an epidemic. Yes, it absolutely is. But it's not Lower Township. We just happen to be the ones who see it and are saying that it's here. It's all the towns. That's a capital all. All right, you know, the throughout New Jersey, it's doubled in a few years. And, you know, at some point in time, we work on, we actually have a meeting tomorrow. We have an in-house substance abuse response team that we've been working with. The police station, nobody in this town agrees more with you in bringing that police station back here. We're at a crisis point anyway. We have leaks over there at the airport, and it's time at some point over the next few months or so to sit back and say, well, what do we want to do? I mean, I think that if I was king of the universe and I could do one thing to help fight the problem we have, it would be to move that police station back here.
Yay.
I think that is something that needs to be addressed. I think it has to be at some point. If we're going to spend money, and we're going to spend money, let's do it this time in a wise way. But stay tuned, as an old mayor used to say here, stay tuned. And we'll see where that's going. But nobody is sitting back on these problems. I promise you, we've been through this. Everybody on council is as concerned as the residents are. And this is probably maybe the 4th or 5th meeting in a row where somebody has raised this issue. And each time it's a different person. It's not one person beating the drum. It's people in the neighborhoods that are seeing the same thing we are. But our prosecutor has done a marvelous job, and they've made some nice arrests, and they have a lot more things in the oven right now. And I'm sure that will prove fruitful also as the time goes on. And we have been in touch with the schools. I have been to the prosecutor's office. We've had meeting. I've met with the Commissioner of Health and Human Services, and now you can put the governor's office down for that too. So, you know, we're not hiding it. We're going to fight it. Thank you for coming up and offering that. Does anybody else wish to address council? Yes, kind sir. How's your shoulder?
Thank you, Mayor. It's better. It's getting much better. Thank you. Yeah, Kevin Maloney from 664 Sunset Boulevard, and I'm representing the Cape Maritime Museum and Education Center. And I have a handout here. I could perhaps. There's only one copy there, but yeah. It seems like the theme of this evening is youth, and one of the I think one of the positives for this community is the educators that we have. We have a tremendously dedicated and smart and I think wonderful educational institutions here. And I guess to play off of what Deputy Mayor Clark had talked about, the Cape Maritime Museum is starting a project, or one of the programs is it's a youth boat building outreach program. And here's a photo of the boat that they're going to be building. Actually, going to be building 2 of these, and it's a beautiful skiff, and it's originated from Scotland, and it's very seaworthy, and it's a project that I think will keep some of the youth, not just troubled youth, but those certainly would be included, to keep them, you know, I think focused in a very positive way. This youth outreach boat building program has been really endorsed by Superintendent Fistemeyer, and Chris Kubek has been really instrumental in getting this program to move forward. The role of the Maritime Museum is we're going to provide, we have a number of boat builders, wooden boat builders. That's part of our group. We had an open house, we had 14 of the boat builders show up. And so they're going to provide the mentoring and the instruction, not the instruction, but I guess the consultation for building these beautiful skiffs. And we're also, the Maritime Museum is going to actually purchase the first one as a seed. And so we're anticipating that this will not just lead to work with the woodworkers in the schools, but also they're working on getting a website for this. If you've ever been to the high school, they have some wonderful programs with the mathematics, and they have CAD for the engineers, and they'll be doing CAD drawings of this. They also have a video group there, and they're going to be creating a documentary of creating these beautiful, beautiful boats. And then following this, we want to have a rowing program. So they're going to have challenges, and so he said, why stop at the just at the Township of Lower? And this is the first school in the lower, I guess, portion in all of New Jersey that's going to be participating in this this program. And so we talked about creating this rowing program where we would like perhaps to make it county-wide. So we approached the freeholder Morey, Jack Morey, and he's going to try to get this implemented at the Wildwood High School. He's a strong advocate there. And so we may have some challenges with another high school here from Lower. And so we think it's a really positive movement towards, again, providing youth with something that is part of our traditions, part of our history, wood boat building. It's who we are. It's part of our fabric of the past here. So the schools are going to provide the instructors, they're going to provide the workshops, and they're going to provide the student apprentices. And so this is really, I think, something that's going to have a good, hopefully a really positive impact and effect on the community here. And I can pass this around, okay, if you want to take a quick look at this.
Kevin, I think you need a truck to get that boat down here, right? We got a call from Chris Kobick over at the high school looking for a truck, and we hooked him up with Keith Laudeman, who said to give him a call. He has trucks that go up. It's to Maine. You want to get this in Maine, right?
That's where they fabricate these in Maine, yes, yeah.
So Keith might have a truck that goes up to Maine.
Great. Well,
bring it back for you.
Yeah, thank you, Deputy Mayor, too, for your support.
This is great stuff.
Yeah, it's really great, yeah. And the school, I can't believe it. They're so enthusiastic and so excited about this one program. And again, this is just one of many. Okay, we're starting to do this, so it's all good stuff, And also, I wanted to thank Deputy Mayor Clark. Last time we were here, he suggested we're also proposing to reconstruct this 1876 life-saving station out at the old magnesite plant, and it was there originally, and it was destroyed. It was featured in the World's Fair in 1876. And it was brought down here to Cape May Island, and it became an operational life-saving station. And again, sadly, it was destroyed, I think, in 1954 by a storm. So one of our programs is to rebuild this, and Deputy Mayor Clark suggested we look at open spaces. There's a fund there that not only appropriates funds for purchasing open spaces, but also for improving those, enhancing those, and making these parks. And last Thursday, we had a meeting, and Councilman Douglas was there, and he participated along with Freeholder Morey, and we had Jim Lindemann, who's the historic architect, and he provided some estimates and some plans from the historic American building surveys that we acquired from the Library of Congress. So we're moving forward. We also had submitted the CAFRA permit. We have a volunteer. These are all volunteers, by the way, in the community here, so nobody's getting paid. Gary Thomas, who's our planner, surveyor and planner, submitted the CAFRA permit. And actually the DEP, they said we wanted to submit the application. And they saved us, I think I mentioned last time, over $20,000 in application fees. And so they came back to Gary Thomas at Thomas Amy Shaw with only 2 questions, and he responded, and so we're moving forward with that. And we are maybe getting some money for building this beautiful, reconstructing this beautiful life-saving station. So I wanted to thank Deputy Mayor Clark again for that suggestion. And again, we're moving forward with that. So and I can tell you about some other projects, but that's enough time. So thank you.
Kevin, just to let you know, after your last presentation about the SCIF building, I went home. My son's in woodshop. He loves woodshop. I said, oh, there's going to be a new program coming. He goes, and he started telling me about it. The students are excited about this. There's a large amount that want to do this in ours. So this is something not just adults are excited about, but the students are.
Thank you.
I just like to hear that.
Yeah, thanks. Thank you. Thanks for all your support as well, in their development. Thank you.
Your energy is amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I have, it's not me, it's not just me, I can tell you, it's great support. A great team.
Oh, it's a mess.
Who's gonna start?
Does anybody else wish to address council? You'll be up next. Go ahead. This gentleman, you're jumping up.
Yeah, Johnny Walker from 116 West Pacific Avenue, Villas, New Jersey. Tonight, I want to speak to you, but not as a resident of Lower Township, but as the Cape May County Commander of the DAV Chapter 42. Next Thursday, the 25th, we're going to have the cremation remains of 4 veterans who have been sitting on a shelf, 4 Ocean City residents for years, who, thanks to Senator Van Drew, a couple of years ago passed a law that after a certain period of time, now these remains that have been sitting in morgues, mortuaries, chapels, churches, wherever, the state can now bury these. And in the last 2 years, we buried over 30 of these veterans in the state of New Jersey. Very solemn ceremony for these people to get their due. But on the 25th at 11 a.m. at 5th and Wesley at Ocean City, there'll be a memorial service honoring these 4 veterans. Immediately after that ceremony, there'll be a motorcade to the Cape May County Cemetery, where we'll give them a military funeral. So I bring this to you, Mayor, and to your council to help us get the word out that we could send these people off with the proper respects. Thank you.
Well done, thank you. Anybody else? Yes, I'm sorry. Please.
Nancy Rodan, 209 Shadeland Avenue, Phyllis. I don't know whether you addressed this during the budget meeting at the council, one of the council meetings, but since I've been coming to council meeting and telling a lot of people, they've been telling me about the horrible condition of the roads since the water mains have been put in.
Right.
I wanted to ask a question. Who is going to repair the roads after everything? I imagine the water mains have all been put in.
Yes, ma'am. Mr. Mayor, Council, the combination of our Public Works Department and the Lower Township MUA will be working together to restore a lot of those roadways. As the pipes are going in, they've put temporary patch, but they're going to be coming back to make some permanent restoration. Now, there's going to be, was it 2,500 more hookups, Mayor? They were just approved. They got the water allocation.
I think it's something to that.
And as MUA goes through the township, they're going to restore those roads. I know Clubhouse Road, that's been brought up here to council a couple meetings ago, will be done very soon, now the asphalt plants are open. We're working with the MUA to restore these roads. So they will be fixed. There's some real bumpy ones out there that we've had calls about. The Public Works Director, the Executive Director of the MUA are well aware of it, and they're working in concert to restore these streets.
I wanted to know, what I wanted to know was, is the company that put in the water mains, and I believe they're putting in water meters now. So that's making more mess.
Well, I know the MUA is converting over to more high-tech meters. Maybe Commissioner Chefs can brief us on that real quick. I'm not sure exactly where they're at, but Steve Chefs is on the MUA, and maybe he could let us know about these meters, Mayor. I'm not sure.
I think I have seen where they're doing them right in front of the houses. Like.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure, but we can give you a call and let you know exactly where they're at with that. We did get, Glenn, do you know any more than I do?
No, they're putting the main in, but they haven't done the hookup, or to the curb.
Yeah. Why, ma'am, if you don't mind, give the manager's office a call tomorrow, and I'll give you the honest, full details. I'll give the executive director a call in the morning.
Yeah, what I was wondering, if the taxpayers have to, or Lower Township has to do the repair, has that been put into the budget, this year's budget?
Well, it's not. It's the MUA that's opened up the streets, and my impression is that they put a rough coat down, but that I know that our engineer and the MUA executive director were riding around looking at the roads, and I know our engineer's aware of this. So whatever it is, it's the MUA's situation, it's not ours.
Oh, I see.
Okay, they're a separate authority with their own budget. So precisely where it's at, I can't tell you, I haven't been over there to look at it, but I know this was a couple days, probably Thursday, I know our engineer was out looking at these streets with the executive director. But we can give you an absolute update tomorrow if you call town hall, but they will be fixed.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to know, but it is the MUA's, that will be in
They're the
the
ones, yes.
MUA's budget.
Yes.
The money will come out
That's
of
where,
that.
well, it's either, yeah, it would be
Our
within,
employees,
what's that?
some of it is coming out of our budget, it's our employees.
Are we doing a shared service with them?
Yes.
I mean,
Well, I know the Clubhouse Road,
Okay, there's 3 members of the MUA here.
I know the
They just
Clubhouse,
answered yes, so.
the Clubhouse Road portion, we're waiting on a grant from the state, which I'm not sure is going to come since
I'm not
Hurricane
worried
Sandy.
about Clubhouse Road. I mean, I
But to address your situation, man, where the MUA has opened up the street and put new water lines in that are needed by people so they're drinking good potable water, are going to be restored by that contractor. They're going to come back, as the mayor said, Matt was out with our engineer and take an inventory of the situation. That's going to continue on the process as they do. The MUA, I'm not speaking for them, but just what I've been told, the good news, that they got the new water allocation, so they continue water lines throughout the rest of the areas of the township that need water. But it's going to be the general contractor that's doing the pipe work, not the MUA, not the township, but the MUA's contractor restoring those roads. We're going to work together with them where we can help them. But we have an ongoing road program, which Councilman Conrad's talking about probably, to fix streets. But nothing's been jacked up in the budget to deal with this pipe situation.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, some of those around Shadeland, those cross.
Around 4th Street, yeah, we know.
Bad condition. I mean, anybody could have an accident,
Well.
I just coming over here, I met a school bus going down Edna Avenue, and I had to go all around to stay out of the holes. I mean, it's hard on our cars. So,
You're right, and it's being addressed.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. I just wanted to say one more thing to the lady about the drug situation. There's a doctor in Villas that gives out one prescription after another, and they're all you have to do is call up and they're refilled. And I have filed ethics complaints against the doctor and a few other people, and who sees those complaints are lawyers, and the lawyers aren't obeying their oaths that they took when they became a lawyer. So,
if you wanted to create something that would cause more havoc in our youth and our society, then this OxyContin and this whole prescription pill, and I mean, there was a show on TV that they called the OxyContin Express. 85% of the prescriptions were written in Florida. Now, Florida in the last year has cracked down. It's moved to Georgia, where they had 10 pain medicine centers in Georgia like a year and a half ago. They now have 125. And that is an opiate. It's a synthetic opiate, and it's a lead-in to the heroin issue. Now, I don't know, don't mention any names, whatever you do
I'm
here.
not mentioning
But
any names.
I'm not aware of that.
I don't want to be sued.
But I would love to, I don't know if our police department's aware of it, but we'd love to know exactly what you know and pass it on as far as that part goes.
Would you please contact my office tomorrow confidentially with that information?
Pardon me?
Would you please contact the manager's office tomorrow with that name?
I can come.
And it'll stay confidential.
Yeah, I can come with all my legal papers.
I'd like to see that.
Thank you.
I'll be down here tomorrow. Thank you. It's, and while we're on it, we have you did a nice job. And we have like at our police station, you can drop off prescription meds that you no longer use. And I don't know that if you check your own medicine cabinet, but you probably, I did, and I was shocked. I mean, I got rid of some things in there that been there for 5, 6 years that I didn't even know were there. The point is, especially for, of course, for people that have children, I think this is imperative that they look and see what they have and secure it and get rid of the things they don't need. And you can do that at our police station. Does anybody else wish to address council? Close the public portion.
Resolution number 2013-122. A resolution providing for a meeting not open to the public in accordance with the provisions of the New Jersey Open Public Meetings Act. This resolution is to discuss personnel matters, collective bargaining, and possible litigation with the DRBA and county.
And we may return to open session and pass a resolution.
Yes.
So, all right, do I have a motion?
Motion to go to closed session.
Second.
Councilmember Conrad?
Yes.
Councilmember Neville?
Yes.
Councilmember Douglas?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Clark?
Yes.
Mayor Beck?
Yes.